Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 news video. This is again part of the pre-FarmCon video footage that I got before the pre-FarmCon video and therefore I don't know anything about what I see. We see wonderful fog and we see the sun shining through the clouds and through the trees, and this looks really awesome. This video, or those 3 videos that I have, are about the improvements of the engine. And yeah, the first one is obviously about the fog, and here we see it in the night, and also about how the light and the sun is shining through the fog. And I'm really impressed by everything that I saw so far according to the fog. Look here above the fields, this mist that is this typical morning mist. And I always love this feeling that you get when you are in nature and see this misty, foggy area and so. And here with this bridge you can already see the rays of the sun, and in the distance you see the fog, and I really like it. So I made screenshots again, obviously, and that we can talk about the content of the video in a slower form and have a closer look without the video rushing further. And there in the background we see this watery area with the sheds for the boats and so, and the sun is, I guess, rising. And here again more fog above the river. And yeah, maybe you think, yeah, what about the fog? It's just fog, it looks nice, but doesn't matter. I want this or that. I want bigger tractors. But for me, this is really, really impressive. And we don't yet know how good the performance will be on the mediocre machines, the older PCs and the consoles. But what I know is this type of fog is really costly for the performance. Maybe the programmers of the Giants engine found a way to make such fog not as costly, that it's not pulling the performance down so much, because so much how they use it in those images. When I would use this in the Unreal Engine where I work on my own program, and don't get me wrong, I love the Unreal Engine, it's a fantastic engine, but it's not as magical as a lot of people think. And I think I already told you also about the fog, but sorry, but this video here is all about this foggy stuff, and this is so heavy on the performance, this fog, and therefore I'm so impressed. I had to fake something similar to a little misty, foggy thingy above the river, but that here looks much, much better. Yeah, and it's the Giants engine, and so many people are always discussing, oh, this old Giants engine is not good and they should use the Unreal Engine. No, they shouldn't, for what they do here with the farming. And So the Giants engine is better than the Unreal Engine, because you always have to consider that the farming simulator is not made only for very high power PCs, but also for consoles and older PCs. And therefore performance is a really critical, crucial aspect of all this. And so they can't make everything 100% realistic, because then only the very rich people with the very, very strong PCs could use the game and play the game. And the same is with the Unreal Engine. So when you see very impressive footage, usually it's rendered on a very beefy PC. And everybody who has a normal or a rather good PC, as I have, has to think about how much fork can I afford. And here in FS25 we see a lot of fork. Yeah, and I'm really curious how the performance will be. Look how nice it looks. And now those light effects. Yeah, and there at the right side we see this roundish building again, what I think could maybe be a horse training building, but maybe it's something completely different, but it's an interesting building. And this wonderful tree with this light coming through, and here in the forest. And now at night, yeah, and here how this mist is growing from the ground, and very often it looks like that in different parts of the year, so most in autumn, but in some other seasons too. And what I wonder is which crop is growing there on this field. Is it soybeans? Or is it maybe one of the new crops? It's not spinach, that's for sure. But maybe it's peas or beans? I would really love to know. And here, when I get up early to go hiking or cycling in the countryside, sometimes it looks like that, and then I'm really so amazed, and it's like a magical wonder of the nature, and yeah, wonderful. And here we see the shape of the fields, and we see the clouds, how they throw their shadow on the ground. But what I find very interesting too is here we have small fields, most of them rectangular, were rather helper friendly, not so much in the back end where are those trees. Maybe they could teach the helper to be aware of the trees. And the front field, it has a longer corner, so it doesn't has a rectangular shape. And there at the right side I see a little shed, a very tiny little shed, and a flat area. I wonder what this is. Maybe part of a farm or something that is an abandoned farm. And here it's more on a hill and rather simple shaped fields again. And those fields are more asymmetrical, and therefore I think they have fields for both types of players. There are players who love those helper-friendly rectangular fields, and other people prefer those asymmetrical forms. And what I can see is we get both. And this is obviously again the American map. Yeah, and I like what I see. And here, this is the part with the performance. And yeah, I didn't really understand what they showed us here. And the wheat is moving in the wind. Ah, this is the map video again. Yeah, so I'm not so much impressed on this, but maybe there is something about it that I just don't know. And what I'm missing is footage about the ground deformation and this long-awaited feature. But maybe you already know more than I know, because I don't know whether we got the whole footage or only parts of it, and whether they talk about the ground deformation in the pre-FarmCon video, or whether they will only talk about it first at FarmCon and then release it as a video later. We will see, but I didn't see any ground deformation. Okay, so that's it for this video about the engine. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.